These changes to the compositions, though, EDG, they normally run a Brimstone on this. So the Omen, I mean, now he's going to be able to smoke across the map.
Aggressive TPs, you know what else? They will have up their sleeve.
Such a fast pace already from PRX.
It's the PRX way, man. Look at how well they've sectioned off the side already. They've teed it, put it into quarters. Forsaken will fall, though, but the utility was up.
I have to spike.
Good job isolating the Harbor on that short A. And now PRX, they get the bomb down, but they're kind of trapped right now. They're pincered.
Starting to see some spam come through as Jing will fall. EDG holding strong. They still have plenty of numbers to go against this as Divine something. The remaining pieces of this puzzle that EDG are to solve will crumble. The pistol the way of EDG.
Great opening pistol for EDG. They look way more confident than they did yesterday. And there's some life in this arena now, man. That was crazy. Every single kill Kong got. Just a roar of thunder in the arena. Look at these shots. He looks way better.
One enemy remaining.
They were ready for this. I mean, that isolation in short A, getting that kill onto Forsaken, that made it so PRX was just trapped. They did get bomb money down, though, and that's why you see something investing into this Marshall. But on the flip side, I mean, really healthy buy from EDG.
Again, the last two times these teams met, it was this exact same map pool. The one maybe wrinkle in that is it was Sunset first and then Bind second. And EDG walked away with the win on Bind.
Yeah.
Was a completely different composition for EDG as well, though. They ran a single smoke comp with just a Brimstone, and it was kind of dually. Oh my gosh.
Well, the duels are going the way of EDG this time.
Kong came ready to play today.
Satchel out.
Oh, he wants more.
That Satchel. As the flash paves the way, the kills come through. Kong with 4, and EDG with their second.
Showstopper online already. That could be really impactful in a round like this, the bonus round for EDG. And again, Smoggy can upgrade. This is like a whole different team right now. Maybe just more familiar with the playstyle of PRX, more confident in general playing against them.
We've talked about this a couple of times. Elimination also just forces the best out of you.
Yeah.
Right? You play to win instead of not to lose, and I know it's early, but it seems to be the approach that EDG has brought into this series. Now the showstopper used. Kong will find nothing but space, but it's space that they will gladly take.
Yeah, it forces PRX to have to take Octagon control, and now they're trapped once more.
Wow. If not for that stimmy, a couple of members there may have died. All gonna TP back to Smoggy, who's waiting on the other side with the Sheriff.
That's
to boot.
it.
He's about to have his hands full. Patient. The blind is too much.
Good reaction from PRX. And Jing, he has something to say
Pushing
to
the
Kong.
Pushing the pace and getting up into heaven, getting another kill with it, but EDG on the counterpunch. Smoggy on the swing. PRX, a great response.
It's a risky one, though. You don't know what's on the other end at that A site. They got a little fortunate here that Smoggy was only there with that Sheriff. But they did have a lot of good utility when they actually took the A site. I mean, we see that Raynalier come out. It's not every day you play against that. I mean, it probably is for EDG. They're so used to playing against the Reyna on Bind. I'm sure they scrim against PRX quite a bit.
But little discipline like that, like coming out of showers and checking that box, right? Those little things that often go unchecked or unthought of in high-pressure situations. Well done on PRX to make sure that is the case. Meanwhile, an op online, round 4 for Kong.
He's so deadly with this gun, too. You imagine something's going to have to jiggle, but he gets taken out. No utility.
He had almost got past it. Well handled there. Jing using his rocket, connecting onto 2. They were sitting ducks with nowhere to go. And Divide continues to pile it on.
What? It's outrageous.
That shot is ridiculous. Smoggy will be forced to convert into a 1v3.
Okay.
Never saw what hit him.
And if this is what we're in store for, this back and forth, this constant battle, this is going to be an amazing series. I'm so excited for the future. What a response from Jing, though, with this rocket getting 2.
And then,
Yeah,
and then again,
yes,
Divai hitting those 2 shots. That last one, the most impressive.
That'll put EDG on a scrappy little bye. I'm surprised EDG aren't giving Kong the Spectre with what he did yesterday. I mean, it seemed like that was like the only saving grace that we witnessed.
It felt like his best weapon.
Yeah. But here we're seeing a double flash setup, maybe even triple flash setup. And PRX are running straight into this.
EDG happy to stack this.
Wow.
Given all the noise that's been made, given all of the info that Kong has on the other side of the site, but they're going to continue. They're going to try to persist and pursue out onto the site. Jing onto the satchel, trying to get across. But now, reconsidering, realizing that you've lost the rest of the map. Once again, they hit the TP, and they're going to find a vacant side A.
And they actually cycled that up onto something who's just going to post up for his teammates while he plants the bomb.
No real info of what's happening on the other side, so Kong is still on the prowl. A Sheriff, though, not the weapon you want in a situation like this. PRX glad to dig their heels in, hang on to the site. Assume their post plants, the duelist is done for.
There.
Chichu and Smoggy will likely just fall to the spike
One enemy remaining.
or to the hands of Mind Freak.
Just try to do some type of damage if you can. That helps.
Yeah.
And just like that, PRX clean up that round. That's 2 times in a row now that PRX have had to pivot into that teleporter and hit the A site. So I'm wondering now for EDG if they're going to read ahead to that. If they see that B long default and maybe keep a trap play outside of showers to punish that. And the attack op, something, he likes to do this on almost every single map. He's going to be met by Kong, maybe not in this specific duel, but maybe later in the round.
Yeah, we start to see their setups on the map now.
Kong
will have the op towards showers. Meanwhile, something on the opposite side. PRX with a lot of presence towards B here.
Yeah.
Blinded.
There was a faint wall towards the A side of the map, but I think EDG, they know that PRX like to feint with that wall.
Yeah, they've done it a couple times now.
Whoa.
I suggest you move.
A little scary for nobody there, but Jing.
The Reckoning invested. Jing tried getting out and finding space. PRX, though, they've slammed their faces into the wall. They haven't really been able to get out, but they are getting the frags that they need. Now creeping forward, Smoggy playing on the other side of the smoke. It's gonna get clotheslined. Again, a situation where he didn't really realize where the pressure was coming from. And now they're gonna hunt down Kong. He's got the op in hand. He's gonna have to do his damnedest to try to hang on to it. Mind Freak will cross. Divai will too. Spotted him, lands the shots. Now hunting for a second. Cannot connect. Mind Freak with 3 as PRX get another.
PRX got 3 kills spamming through the smoke from hookah onto site. That is not something you see every day.
No.
I mean, a bit of a twist of fate in their favor for sure. Look at this. Oh, he did see the tracers though, but a collat?
Yeah, that's tough, man.
And then spam off of the Seekers. I mean, good job. I don't know what else to say in this moment.
You want to keep this competitive, knowing what yesterday held. So a Stinger in the hands of Kong, a Spectre for nobody, and then 3 Sheriffs around it. Meanwhile, everybody is stacked.
Yeah.
All 5 of EDG are here.
It's a hard read right now.
Lo and behold, that's where PRX are headed.
And I wonder what the cue is for PRX to maybe abort. Not fully commit onto this, but I think they're just going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, if EDG continue to hide as much as they can, they might not get the cue to abort. Now they're going to be pushing forward ahead of all this hardware utility as they try to take the fight. The gun's on the other side, just too good, though. Ooh, Jing on the snap. Just gets destroyed. EDG might have overrun them into this, but they're so weak. And the thrash isn't going to connect. Fortunately for Kong, though, Forsaken at a classic out. Divai's left alone. Not a ton of HP. Both of them fall, but the Red Bull clutch comes through for PRX. In the face of the rocket, the shots settle.
Jeez. Divai. I mean, he had to commit. You have no other option there. And maybe if Kong had a little bit more HP, he lives there and they win the round. Kind of feels a little bit like yesterday in that mode where they just can't close out the rounds. They bring it down to a 1v1. It just doesn't go their way. Great job from Divai. That's a funny one.
Go get him.
Again, early presence for PRX. And this time, it's not a fake. It's not a fake. Jing is already trying to getting out, invested the rocket. Something has been such a menace so far.
It's such a pace that they're putting on EDG right now.
Oh, the paranoia is good, but even when that connects, the kills come through. Very nicely done by Kong. To respond a little bit, you imagine that's going to call the rotate out from the spike back towards A. And Chichu, thinking the same thing, was considering B, but will now throw it back.
And Mind Freak, he took his timing here coming out of showers. He had to if he wanted to get any type of space, so gets info that Chichu is in CT. There could still be one player here, though, and I think that's why he's so wary. I mean, look at how cautious PRX are playing right now. They're waiting for the harbor wall, waiting for all utility. The molly? Oh!
A little bit of high ground found. Nobody's positioned so concealed. Now the flash in his face on the swing. Settles the shots. Gets Mind Freak. A 3v2 still the way
Remaining.
of PRX.
What a
Now
jump spot.
Kong's left alone. He's got an op in hand. Devi is weak, but that's another round the way of PRX.
Good patience from PRX on the refight on A. I mean, that was really, really nicely done. Waiting for Forsaken's wall to come back up. The molly from Mind Freak. It gets the audio cue that nobody had to drop there. And the trades, I mean, they were kind of going in the favor of EDG in the beginning. But when you're retaking with an operator, even if you're Kong, that's a tough ask.
Oh, yeah. Into a 1v2 like that as well with no idea of where the other members are.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
That little jump spot from Forsaken, too, to spot out where Kong was, just makes it decisive, and they play together. They swing them together. Just like that. Kong is on a stinger, but he's so deadly with it, so it might be able to bring this one back.
Damn, try to get ahead of this stack. Really nice shot out from Smoggy.
It was a pixel.
I like this reposition a lot as well.
Yeah, this is the Omen shining right now. Able to play up close, get a kill, TP out. In this case, TP on top of this little weird high ground. I wonder if Jing wants to clear this. I wonder if he's aware.
Flash. That flash from nobody was so good. It went through the roof in hookah to make sure that there was nobody pushing in sand.
That was very cool.
Forsaken has taken a lot of space into Octagon. He's the one with the spike. So there's got to be success found from hookah.
Yeah, nobody has to drop here for PRX to steal this one away.
And it's not going to happen. Smoggy gets in on it as well. As EDG find 3.
The B anchor is coming up huge for EDG. That was beautifully played from Smoggy. And then nobody just bunkering down in hookah to clean up the round. Look at this shot. Ooh, on the run. That's that flash that you were speaking of. And from now on, for PRX, I mean, every time you push this Omen off of B long, you got to worry about that elevation. I mean, he could be anywhere now. It's something you're going to have to constantly clear. That being said, Forsaken will have that Harbor ultimate online. We saw how deadly it was the first time around.
He's invested B, but this time, present A. EDG are really proactive, too. They're taking all of his space outside of sand. Smoggy's already rotating into A.
Such a good timing to be proactive, too. They haven't done this once yet.
You move.
The Reckoning is going to suggest that they're going forward. The timing is so good.
It's perfect.
If they can land the shots, if they can clean things up, it's going to be great, and that's a spike!
Spike down
I thought
A.
the spike was further up. Something has his ult. They're going to have to turn back and fight for this area. And things slow down. They've come to a screeching halt. Forsaken on the swing. Nobody on the shots. The Harbor down. Now utility pushing forward. EDG are playing this really patiently, not forcing the matter in from spawn, not forcing the matter in from backside. Happy to hold the line as best as they can, but nobody finally falls. Kong on the swing, and he's overwhelmed. The contain has been lost. The spike has been picked up. And now it's a fast rotate from something B, while Jing draws as much attention as he can. Be a nuisance. That's exactly what he does.
30 seconds left.
Doesn't land the shots, but the veil has been lifted. They've realized that the spike's not here.
The Empress will go down. It's honestly what opened up that entire comeback into this round. And the Reyna, I mean, he's got full utility now. If he gets a kill, he can just get out of dodge.
And he's holding the line on both spots to jump.
It's so scary playing against a Reyna like something.
He's still gonna have to win this 1v2 though. For PRX, he's gotten it down to 1. Tries to reposition. 23 HP. 1 step to the right. All it will take. Smoggy's holding the line. Anchored in, but now on the tap, spots him again. 4 HP now for the duelist. Something's creeping his way forward. He's got the knife out now, switching over to the Vandal. Not able to snap onto the shots. Can Smoggy get the defuse? Yes, he can. .36.
And it's EDG this time around, dictating the pace, pushing down Hookah. It got scrappy, it got scary, but they closed it out in that 1v1.
One enemy remaining.
That was so close.
He almost hits the shots, man.
Smoggy's been so good. Even yesterday, when they were getting decimated by Heretics, he was the star of the show for EDG. This time more of a team effort, and that'll call G. Only Seekers to work with for PRX.
Meanwhile, for EDG, you mentioned those all coming in line. They've got to chain them together, though.
And look at the spread default that I was talking about. Now you see players on both sides of the map.
A pit used right off the bat from Chichu.
Now an early pit invested like this, it can really force the attacking side to be pushed into B or showers. But on the flip side of that, it can also cause EDG to have to keep a couple players there to protect his back.
And that's exactly the approach that they've taken. But as soon as the Harbor utility goes up B, they've left him. Chichu's now on an island. It's all of EDG is B. Devi has his Seekers, and there's still plenty of time left in this round. But it's nobody who uses his first.
This bait set up B long. If EDG do get pushed off of B long here, that's when a rotation will have to come towards that A side of the map.
The Seeker's got a ton of value.
There.
Spotting a couple, I mean all 3, I believe. But they freeze again.
Right there.
Posted up outside of B, waiting for the right moment to strike. The flash is going to confirm presence once more. This has been a really nice cycling of utility by nobody. Now traded on the other side. The Seekers going forward. Chichu happy to hold the other side of the map. While the fight ensues, B. Devi, massive kills. Oh, 3v3 now. The spike making its way at B as Chichu repositions. He left the pit. He rotates over, but now with 10 seconds left. PRX trying to get back to A as fast as they can and get the spike down.
So much to worry about. You have to worry about short, but Devi, he's kind of ahead of it.
Wise to it, not able to land the shots the first time around.
That was a great jiggle from Chichu. He got the info that both players now are stuck in U-Haul, and he just has to wait for his teammates to push up.
And that's exactly what they're doing. Now Jing turning his attention back there. Devi falls. Jing cannot hold up.
Beautiful discipline from EDG. And Chichu taking the timing on the teleport, getting kills in Hookah, and then wrapping all the way back around with the jiggle there. That was fundamentally sound from EDG. Beautiful. And that lead that PRX had, I mean, it's
gone.
It's gone.
Yeah. They had won, I believe it was 6 rounds in a row at one point. This was just such a, I mean, you mentioned the discipline. It was beautiful to watch from EDG. But Chichu, honestly, had so much to do with it. I mean, we talked about the pit at the very beginning. His timing on hitting the TP, his wrap back around was perfect.
Now it's Kong with that showstopper. He gets bought up. Oh, he gets an operator bought up for him.
He's gonna have both. Last round of the half. Money to spend. What a luxury that is.
Last time PRX did this A short wall, I mean, they just sped up B, so that's why you're seeing EDG get proactive here, pushing through showers. All the info is theirs. And the rest of the B anchors for EDG, they're just trying to bait out all that utility early on and buy time for a rotate.
I really like this. Haodong, you mentioned all that info that they get showers, but they deposit Kong. They have Haodong rotating back. Meanwhile, Jing, doesn't connect on the rocket, slams into the wall, and Smoggy's there to punish with it. Nobody, the firing line as Smoggy joins in on the fun. The dizzy over the top. Almost everyone going the way of Smoggy, but Chichu's the one to clean it up.
It's electric in here right now. Smoggy played that to near perfection, tucking in the cubby, jiggling consistently, and then the Omen flash to secure the kills.
What a change.
Look at this. He played this so well. Look, the little tuck right here. And then just the back and forth pre-firing, waiting for that Gecko flash to come over the top. Wonderful.
The timing on that was perfect. It was Howdong who had left Kong showers, rotates back over. The Dizzy paves the way.
Communication, just talking to his team, yapping like crazy, and that's a good sign for a player like him. And he's really bringing the energy into this arena, into his team. That could just be the difference maker as well in a series like this when there's so much on the line. Elimination, pride between the two teams. They played each other so much.
The last bout did go the way of EDG. But the problem is they've now turned back over to the attack side, which, again, was a pain point for them yesterday. What adjustments did they make?
That's such a good wall to just delay any type of hookah rush or presence, and that flash to re-walk in, that's proactive.
The protocols were really nice, but the armor on Kong.
Yeah, those shots just didn't hit the mark for something.
I mean, he dinked him, but he had light armor in a classic. That's, yeah, that's what decides that. That's just crazy. It seemed like they had everything prepared, and fortunately for them, if something goes down, Jing and Divide clean it up. The frenzies are perfect as PRX get the pistol.
4 for Jing into that round. That calmness pushing through. And a lot of EDG's demise was against proactivity. This was a double proactive fight here. At first it was just something, then all of a sudden it's Jing on the rotate from A side, all 3 players pushing hookah. That frenzy could be so deadly in close range battles like that.
I'm excited for the rest of his defensive half, though, because that, I mean, you highlighted it. The harbor wall with the flash on the other side is so cool.
This is also very cool from EDG. Hero buying Kong, this Bulldog. We've seen in NA, at least, Oxy doing this quite a bit with C9. And it paid out dividends. They could really catch PRX off guard. Oh, they know now.
It's a heavy investment. The nade, not quite deep enough. But they've got him crunched. Something is here, but he's got nothing but an outlaw. But they're going to continue to push the matter. All playing outside of this TP. Weapons have been upgraded. Mindfreak's the only one who's got a rifle on the other side.
This is so awkward for PRX, and now when you're going against an outlaw, nobody has armor or the HP to deal with this. It's a one-shot kill. Smoggy can do some real damage. But they're so split right now.
Toxins going up.
I mean, even Chichu, a Spectre, can nuke down Forsaken or Mindfreak. Forsaken only has a Ghost.
Toxins
But he's going to get so much info as to where the play is. And if he can get away with one, just one, that's a victory.
Oh, he has to back up now.
30 seconds left.
The thing is, he only spotted one. So Mindfreak has to stay A. Unaware of the fact that both members of EDG have huddled up together. As the smokes go down.
Such
now,
a close round.
13 seconds left. The paranoia out. It's not going to tag Forsaken. Still playing on the other side of it. The spam from Mindfreak not connecting. The warning shots have been delivered, though, and they've got to understand that's where the pressure's coming from. Forsaken on the swing. Mindfreak will clean him up, leaving Chichu all on his own. Spectre still in hand. 70 HP. The gun barrel. But the reposition is really nice from Chichu. He has too many things he has to clear, and not enough time to do it all.
That little barrel, I thought that was going to be the dagger into PRX. And then he would just have to play in the middle of sight, wait for the drop for Forsaken. It ended up working against him. That's so tough. But a really good eco round for EDG, that Bulldog buy. It makes it so PRX, if they want to invest into this, they're going to be broken the next round. That got scrappy. I like that EDG are ready for the proactivity from PRX. And it wasn't that clean for PRX as well. If they want to do crunches like that, I mean, you got to have more utility. The timing has to be a little bit better.
Satchel out.
They're always decisive with it, though. You got to give them that. Oh, that second satchel did not go the way it was intended to go.
You see the layers of utility. A Gecko Molly, an Omen Flash, a Sky Flash, all to set up Kong to get that initial exchange, to come out on top, potentially get an entry.
Keep a close eye on that, because you imagine they're going to do it once more. Kong still pushing his way forward. Forsaken on the other side. Won't be around much longer.
The man just doesn't die to judges.
You hear Wingman going forward. Jing has played this position so well, man. He buys his time and he strikes when everything is right. And now the showstopper, not gonna connect. I don't know where that rocket went.
Mind Freak took the head off of Howdong, so couldn't get value. Yeah, couldn't get value there. With Smoggy, the reposition on short here, and nobody just finessing through the smoke. He finds the timing.
It's so perfect. Divide falls 2v2. Nobody's left in a 1v1. Mind Freak waiting on the other side. He's got that Guardian in hand.
He's playing it so well.
He's buying so much time and then delivers the shots anyway.
The bobbing and weaving from nobody in that 1v1. It kind of just felt like he had a hard read on the situation on Mind Freak. He played that superb. Jing, I mean, he really opened up this retake for his team. But nobody, he was the difference maker.
These are those little 1v1s that we talked about yesterday, that we talked about at the beginning of the half that just weren't going EDG's way. They're starting to turn.
And that's when playing against a team like EDG can be scary, because they do have really good fundamentals. They have good discipline in a lot of those moments.
And they've got fraggers.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can put all of those things together, like they have so far, they've got a shot at this. Again, a really nice set of utility. The paranoid, the flash around the corner, and now the dog.
The nade will delay them momentarily, but there's still so much utility.
Oh, those satchels, not able to get him into safety. The spam on the other side is the guns from PRX just not holding up.
And now he can get Seekers if he grabs that orb before the bomb goes down.
Something's got to judge, but at that distance,
Planted.
deciding not to fire,
I've got your trail.
opting for the kill potentially instead.
Just secure the round. I don't mind
Out of
using
turn.
these Seekers as well. It could set you up to get those kills easier.
A lot of space here that they're going to have to take, and with all of the guns on the other side, I mean, that cove will certainly help. But Howdong, oh, this has gotten messier than it should have. Chichu and Smoggy are able to keep them back, but that got real ugly for a second.
You can't count PRX out ever, and that's why the Seekers were invested early on. I don't blame nobody for using them in that round whatsoever. And PRX have just been force buying into these rounds back to back to back. Even with scrappy guns, they made it to a 2v2.
And Forsaken reads them like a book, man. As soon as the clove goes down, they've got to challenge it, right? There's no way you just let that diffuse come through. And so we're tied at 8. 2 ults on the side of EDG. They've been so much more decisive than they were yesterday. These attack halves have been so much more refreshing.
No hesitation. They're not worried about getting outshot, out-manipulated. They're just showing and going right now.
They have a plan, and they are sticking to it.
Look at this, all the utility.
It's the same set of utility we saw in the previous round.
And when you condition utility like that, it really can set up the future round. So they're looking at the long haul right now.
There may not be much more of a long haul left of this map. Concon going forward with rocket in hand, will connect onto Jing.
Chef's kiss.
Perfectly played, and look at where Smoggy is. Only able to find one though.
Oh.
Somehow, something gets 2. Concon on the snap, and something with the 3rd. Leaving the star on his own to settle the shots. The clip runs dry. Something with 4 and PRX with 9.
He just got, what, 3-4 wallbang kills? That was through CT spawn. And you see players go for that, but it usually doesn't go their way. So maybe a little bit of luck getting 2 players with that.
We're going to look at it one more time.
Look at this. He did see the tracers, but to get 2?
Yeah, that's...
And then the 3rd right there? Oh my goodness. Spams to get the kills. It's so hard to beat PRX when they can win rounds like that. It's, what are you supposed to do? You can't do anything about it. And now you're on an eco round.
The ecos have been messy though.
That's a good opener.
Yeah, but the second kill the other way. Not really what they need. Something playing up close on the other side of this wall, puts the Lear out, gives the space up. Meanwhile, PRX slowly tightening around the map.
Proactivity from PRX, pushing through short, but Smoggy, he was checking flank, he just goes back.
Mind Freak can have a feast with this, and that's exactly what he does.
Down A.
Jake's just satchelating forward. Yeah.
Right on his head. Yep. Seen that one before from this guy.
And so we turn our attention to the next round, a very quick precursor as to what we've got, because there are a lot of ults in play here. And we're nearing the end of this map. PRX hanging on to a 2-round lead. They've got the Reckoning. They've got the Orbital Strike.
And you can really invest all these ults into this round because it'll put EDG on such a bad buy for the next that you're sitting on almost match point at that point. I mean, you are sitting at match point. You should be at least.
And Jing's halfway, more than halfway to his rocket as well. So even if you invest all of those, that's still something that's going to have to be considered later. PRX have set themselves up very nicely.
EDG need to try it to bait out at least one of these ults early on and not die, not drop early. If you invest the Viper's Pit off the rip here, I mean, well, might not be good because the ultimates from the other side, they could just cycle them.
We're about to find out how that plays out. Jing getting up top and dropping on him, but nobody had his back.
So clutch.
The pit's still up. Can it be dodged by that? The TP out. Pit still in play. Something on the flank. Smoggy waiting. But is he aware of how close he is? Drops down, not able to settle the shots. PRX still with the fight into this, but they've got to get past this pit.
It's too hard.
The biggest thing in their way here.
Last player standing.
A 1-for-1. Something left to his own devices. Playing his time as best as he can.
Not even going for it.
No, at this point. Is he even gonna get away with the gun? No. Chichu hunts him down. EDG get to 9.
EDG did a really good job of not falling to any of those ults early on. And for PRX, they wasted so many ults in that scenario.
Dude, nobody
so
saves
nice.
that round.
Yeah, he does.
Because Chichu was the one he was hunting for, and he almost had him.
PRX jumped the gun too early in that retake, and EDG took full advantage of that.
One round between the two. PRX still with 2 ults. You know, we talked so much in the previous round about the setup that PRX have for themselves from an ult perspective, but EDG are slowly getting near a fever pitch with all of theirs. Howdong, Kong, and nobody.
If they can win this next round, the economy of PRX is going to be in shambles, and they might not even have to invest any of those ults, but they can get a lot of them online.
They're committing to this A. They're committing to this A, and it's a 1-for-1. Meanwhile, the Reckoning will continue to cause problems, but Howdong manages to sidestep all of it. Nobody does too.
What a good split. And now, with that dog being proactive in the CT spawn, they have the info that both players should be on the flank.
And they've seen 2 bits of utility as well, the dog and now the flash.
They're too disciplined in these scenarios. Their post-plant win rate is sky high.
It was good yesterday, it continues today. There's no way for them to get in.
1 enemy remaining.
The reflink from Smoggy, it's clinical.
Something again will try to save. He wasn't successful in the previous round. And I don't even think he really has a shot at it this time. Deals a little bit of damage. They're gonna get out, right?
Just in time. Smoggy's so good, Doug. This guy's sitting at 20 kills on Omen Bind. All momentum going the way of EDG now. Look at that opener onto Jing.
It was steady.
So clean.
No micro adjustment of the crosshair, nothing like that. Just steady swings right into it.
Perfect.
It's literally perfect. You're absolutely right.
Controller that can do that.
Oh, they're gonna go aggressive into sand, and that's where they are. Jing has a rocket in hand. Something can flash through the wall. This setup is gonna be devastating if they commit to it. Kong tries to get away, and he's managing to dodge the rocket. PRX put a lot into the back of that punch, and EDG slip it. Now they can reset.
Yeah, it's that push and pull. And that Thrash was picked up again, so they're able to use more utility now to clear out more space if they decide to do so.
Dude, to go from that start in the round to nothing, no sound being made.
You want more? Here's
A
more.
flash to confirm there wasn't a flame coming through. And now Thrash, as you mentioned, getting its second cycle out. Something dinked him there. Nobody, down to 12 HP.
Almost got his head taken off.
That's hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, suddenly a freeze to the round now.
Again. Hey, that's twice.
They're so worried about flank, as they should be. That's a fake TP.
Do they bite?
No, they're not. There's a rotation coming in from Mind Freak, but the utility from EDG.
You're right, he's already had to be. Something popping the ult,
seconds left.
trying to get across. EDG are slowing things down. This has been a problem for them before. If they can settle, though, they should be okay. Forsaken is still going to be on the rotate, but the kill's all coming through for PRX! And now the controller utility has arrived. Divide perch over the top. Smoggy has to frag his way out of this, but he's surrounded. PRX get to 11.
A good hunker down from PRX, just holding hookah. Something he got picked off early there, but the trade's going PRX's favor. This is that beginning. Such a good job from Kong not going down to that rocket, being dropped down to 5 HP. But it's that timing of when EDG just seem to not know what to do in the round and they're just stuck in a corner where it just works against them.
So issues reared their ugly head yesterday. And that feels like the first time we saw hints of that, right? First time we saw any inkling of things like that.
Yeah.
So PRX, a lead late in map 1.
And this is such a cool setup. You have 2 players on different elevations. You have a Brimstone back sight, a Harbor close up. The showstopper, it could kill one, but it should be traded.
He's got to get out of there. There's the rocket invested. Wow. Again, the satchel utility is just so good, man.
And you're not ready for something on top Chuck after Jing has fallen off.
And apparently you're not ready for Forsaken either, as he gets 3. A flawless round for PRX.
From start to finish, that setup was so beautiful, so clean.
Close, I can taste it. Come on.
So close, they can taste it, for sure. And the Reyna flash to back him up as well.
Down A. 1 enemy remaining.
That was textbook for PRX. This will be the last time out for where they're all playing together.
They just satcheled both of them up with 1 satchel.
Yeah, that's the previous round. Something was up on truck. And the outlaw buy for Forsaken here. There's a lot of players on light armor right now for EDG.
Yeah, this buy is not great. And of course, something goes aggressive. Tries to turn the flash coop in his face, cannot find anything else.
Perfect utility from EDG.
And that's a big first step. If they want to take this to OT, that's a massive start. But Forsaken has not been taken off of his perch.
And when EDG freeze into these rounds, so far in this match, they haven't really backed up and gone the other way.
Yeah.
So on the opposite side of the map, Devi got info, and Forsaken now is proactive.
But Kong is too, aggressively going forward. Mindfreak trying to slam the door on the round. And does his damage. Jing cannot find the target. Devi's left to rotate back A. With a Phantom in hand, full health, full armor. How does he get past through this? Smoggy's weak, yeah. Nobody's taking a little bit of damage, yeah. But a 1v3 is a big ask. They've got money, so why not go for it? 2 away from Seeker, so why not go for it? But he doesn't find a single thing other than the bullet between his eyes. EDG are still alive.
Oh my Smoggy. Even on the TP onto sight, I mean, his barrel was in the face of another player. Executes him. And this is that good utility used from EDG. This time when they freeze in the round, that was scrappy for sure. But Smoggy came out on top. But this time when they freeze, it works to their benefit. They wait, and they wait for the utility. They allow nobody to get onto the site because of the Omen smoke.
Last round of regulation. And again, a heavy stack from PRX, A short. Both duelists and a controller left to hold the line. I mean, they're all here and they're all playing on this tiny little sliver on the other side of the wall. Forsaken so far up here. Meanwhile, pushing all the way up into showers. The orbital strike will send them apart. Smoggy will fall. And Forsaken, the space he had taken was so good! A 5v2 now!
Enemy remaining.
It's disaster, they crumble!
Carrier kill.
At the foot of PRX, they cannot stand! Map 1 goes away, Pacific's #1 seed! Be something special. The desk talked a lot, Dre, about how EDG looked rough the last time they played Attack on Sunset, and this map really kind of lends itself to a little bit of the chaos that PRX like to play with.
And the composition that they like to play with as well. It's so explosive. Yeah, they're on the defense, but when those retakes come through, it's going to be in full effect
There.
for PRX. And EDG, they opted to switch to the Viper, which I actually like a lot for them because they're able to do these walk-ups that I was speaking of in the last match that they couldn't do. But PRX, they're so proactive. They do get contact here.
They back right on up. Cool. Dizzy popping off.
There we go. That slow and then explosive approach. They're going to go for even more here. Kong Kong.
Remember, the post plan is where they find success, but this time they try to get a little aggressive ahead of it. The kills are traded, though. Something giving PRX the advantage. They got to what they needed, but it was with a little bit of aggression and a couple of bodies also along the way. EDG have thrived in post plants, but they're down in numbers.
They have the info, though. They push spawn. That
Smoggy.
Gecko Flash connected, Doug.
Smoggy getting tagged, the Thrash going forward. They thought he was going to funnel out on the other side. He's gotten it down to 1. The wall goes up. There's really nothing waiting on the other side, though. Something falls. Can Mindfreak win this out on his own? Settling shots onto the first. Crosshair swinging onto the second. Howdong patient on the swing. He tries to switch to Ghost, and the timing could not have been worse. EDG get the pistol.
A big pistol win for EDG to set the pace on this attacking side of Sunset. It was that Viper wall that allowed them to creep up into elbow and then explode onto the site with the Gecko Flash. But the key difference here was the disruption of the actual retake. Pushing spawn here, even after they were down numbers, and just playing off of each other. Smoggy again, he hasn't missed a beat all series long. He did so much that round with the Classic. Right-clicking in and out, staying alive. I mean, he barely took any damage at all.
A fast-paced hit here.
And a fast entry from Kong Kong.
Oh, they're turning the other way. It looked like they were going to go elbow, given the wall, given the utility, but they strike the other way.
Down A.
Good trades from EDG to settle the round here. And Devi, he's just stuck on the other end of this trip. Howdong will get the info now that that's broken. Look, all 3 players of EDG are gearing up, ready to swing off of Howdong's contact. They don't even need to.
Not when Howdong's shooting that well.
And he was pretty quiet last map, so it's good to see him heating up a little bit, getting a little bit more comfortable on this stage in this series. The IGL. What a fast, explosive entry from EDG, and the change of pace already. They're in the driver's seat, finally, on their attacking side. They're not playing this super slow game where they just get delayed with 10 seconds left in the round and they're forced to try to plant the bomb.
PRX with 5 rifles, light armor on Devi and Forsaken. And of course, as I call his name, delivers a kill.
Jeez. Peeked into a firing squad right there. Okay.
EDG really tried fighting mid here. I mean, the X's on the minimap tell the tale.
And to be fair for EDG in that round, or in this round, it's not over yet, but
Toxins
they
going
had a chance to get some kills in those exchanges.
Sure.
The shots just didn't go their way this time. You know, they ran into a firing squad. But when you drive peek into top mid like that, it's kind of what you're set up for. You kind of want that.
Right, you want the fight. And you expect the shots to go your way. Something was one of the weaker remaining members. To be fair, there are a lot of them.
Spike down mid.
PRX will clean up that round, Jing, with 3 to his name. It was a mid fight from start to finish. Everybody dying from EDG in mid. And now they'll have a full buy. So a little bit of damage done for EDG, showing PRX that, you know, we like to contact mid. We like to contact A into elbow. We'll also explode onto A. A lot of different looks that PRX have to be wary about now, going into the future rounds.
This is a different look, too.
Yeah, a new Viper wall. Exactly.
Oftentimes when that Viper wall goes A, there's a fault line, there's satchels, there's a Dizzy. Oh, but I love this. This time they don't make any noise, but PRX gladly take that fight and come out on top.
Kong almost had that opener too. He caught something on the tap of his own eye there. Just didn't go his way. Good shots from something, but he gets traded out by Howdong top mid, and now that's a Cypher ult. Full info the way of EDG. They can really maneuver around the map, and that's why you see players taking all that A space.
I love the way that PRX just handled that. It made him look like they were going to go mid. As soon as the second tick goes through, they rotate back A, and Forsaken is ahead of the punch.
That's why. Exactly what you just said. That's the opener for Forsaken, and now they have man advantage in the retake.
Ult committed. Jing looking to find a target. He's found plenty of space. But Howdong's left alone. He's gotten one, but that's all it'll be. Again, that little half a second hezzy mid off of that Cypher ult got them that. That was beautiful.
Yeah, Forsaken was able to just sneak right in there, get that initial kill, get out. Now you have man advantage. Oh, so close.
Yeah,
Kong was
right.
so close on that kill.
The value of that smoke.
For these future rounds, you imagine EDG are going to try to bait out that fault line and then re-walk into space.
That's what we would like to see
Yeah.
from them, yeah.
Nevertheless, that was a really clean retake from PRX after being man up.
Devi with an op in hands this round. Light armor. Currently focused on mid, while EDG have I set B.
Good cam break off the rip of the round from Mindfreak.
And something has taken so much space here. Creeping around mid, they're gonna have to deal with that trip. Devi gets up top, and he still gets tagged. Has to get back down by the skin of his teeth. I thought he was gonna survive, but he spammed through. Mindfreak now filling in on the space. Will get his one and gets away. Forsaken on the swing. Also getting a couple, but Chichu's left alone a 1v1, and something has been cooking his flank the entire round.
It's just a PRX round. It's so chaotic. And it's so hard to be watching every single angle at once. They attack you from all sides. I mean, you just killed somebody on top of that connector box. And then all of a sudden, Mindfreak's up there as well. You have to be worried about so much when you're playing against PRX.
And then you've got to deal with the flank.
Yeah, they just took so many timings here.
Last player standing.
It's so hard to play against. Even if you're dialed in on these smokes, the players and the mechanical skill and prowess of PRX, they're so strong, they're able to just snap to your head instantly as they come out.
They play with a pace that often overwhelms, that often leaves opponents stunned and stifled. But EDG are showing they can accelerate the pace a little bit as well.
Fault line did connect on a Kong, which will slow the round down a little bit here. And buy time for PRX to get info B main. There was no Cypher cam in B main this round, so it's kind of a read for PRX that this is a lean towards A, but they're willing to give the site. They have really good ultimates for this retake.
Yeah,
Breach ult,
yeah.
Thrash. And an early Thrash to clear out. No, clear out Howdong here.
And they've got him surrounded once more.
Really good utility.
I don't think that, yeah, Paranoid connected, but it doesn't matter.
What was that?
Weaponry on the other side is just not enough as Jing continues to push the pace. Just when they know they've got EDG in a corner, they suffocate them.
It's so smothering to play against. He's just running at your face.
Enemy remaining.
I mean, even that discipline right there for Mindfreak, yeah, they know where the last player was tagged by the Thrash, but still checks his 50 as he walks into elbow.
And something with the Thrash, even in the beginning on the flank, to make sure nobody gets picked off early by Howdong. He knows that he can just bring it back around and pick it up and use it again if no one's there. It's so heads up. Beautiful Valorant being played right now from PRX. And much like the last map, EDG do a timeout around the 4-2 mark. There it is.
First one.
But you need to know what the defending side is doing to be ahead of what you're doing. And the way to do that is by playing a 4-1 default. Kind of looks like we're going to see that right here.
Oh, I thought he was going to perch up on that wall. Try to catch an angle.
Here's that operator again. I mean he could very well still do so with that.
Kong has his too. An attack side up. Currently posted up mid. as nobody has gone exploring around elbow. Mind Freak is the only one close by. Nice shots, but the op trading on the other side.
Great trade.
That'll win that every time.
He saw his elbow, and Jing on the reswing wasn't ready for Kong's operator.
Ulting off of that, and it never goes off.
Welcome to my world.
And now there's the pit they're gonna have to deal with. But honestly, if Forsaken plays around this, gets a kill onto Haodong, there may be a shot at it, but it's Haodong who comes out on top. Cypher ult used. Something in Divai will try to get this back. They've got the money and they have the weaponry to do it. But they're down in numbers. They don't have that advantage.
You did good.
You kind of just have to pray that you're going to spam the Viper through the smoke at this point if you're PRX. But he steps out of it, Chichu.
Ahead of it. Nicely played.
Confidence like that. You want to keep popping shots in my smoke? I'll bring the fight to you, buddy. That's the operator. Out of play as well.
Chichu will fall.
Yeah, and something should just save this op in this
Yeah.
round. EDG are so good when they get the bomb down. The desk was talking about it. I've been talking about it. And a nice round from EDG. Kong, I think he jumped the gun a little bit too early there with the showstopper, but that did give his team the information of where players were playing. They realized that Forsaken was playing all the way in spawn, off the site. They were able to lurk up with Chichu's Viper's Pit. And this little sidestep right here, that was so clean from nobody.
The trade was really nice too.
Yeah, and in the last series, I kind of foreshadowed that EDG liked to play an attack side operator on Kong, and sometimes he'll just go up and take space by himself. They never had the economy to be able to do that in the last series, but now that they're actually putting up a fight, they're able to have these different type of looks.
No attack side off this time around. Something has his, and man,
Holy.
Spike down.
nobody never
B.
had a shot.
That was so fast. And that's the initiator down for EDG. So you kind of have to contact into anywhere now, and there's a setup from PRX.
As soon as Forsaken gets contact, Jing can swing, or he just gets the kills by himself and Devi's with him as well.
Enemy remaining.
It's beautiful.
I mean, you set it up super well. That was very aggressive. That was very PRX. Jing's decision there, but PRX hit the round, and you're right. As soon as the initiator goes down, they have to
You have
contact.
to.
And
There's no other option.
and it just so happened that they were leaning into the 3 that PRX had there. That crossfire setup was gorgeous.
It was, yeah, it was swing, swing, swing off of each other. Everyone got a kill. Everyone participated. Here's that initial kill. That was a quick shot.
Yeah, if something gets that line at the beginning of the round uncontested, he's gonna punish you with it.
Even Forsaken just crouched
Let's choke
in that
them.
little A corner. If he's standing, he probably gets his head taken off. Just that fact of just him crouching in that scenario. He's so aware that EDG have to walk in and you have to break the crosshair somehow.
Toxin screen down.
Aggressive A default from Forsaken. You usually see Omens playing this spot. This time it's going to be a breach just jump spotting. He'll maybe use a flash to back up if he has to.
I think he got what he was looking for, though. He got that orb. And the breach ult is so powerful, but it takes, like, what, 20 ult points
Yeah.
to get that thing going?
Yeah, I mean, but when you're popping off, like Forsaken can pop off, it makes it seem like you might have one every other round.
Yeah.
Which is so impressive.
Feels like Thrash.
Oh, another entry from something. The second to follow up.
Down mid.
Oh, this is the only real gun they had here. Smoggy strikes. Devi's the only one who's playing back here. Has the res, but no real way to get back to anybody to bring him up unless it's through here. And again, Smoggy's on the other side. Oh, but Devi's gonna go down low.
This
There's no way
timing.
Smoggy sees this.
Now the res, Doug.
No charges left.
Yeah, it seems like he is
30 seconds
gonna
left.
invest it, or at least considering it.
He walls himself off to secure it as well.
Haodong's timing could be everything.
One enemy remaining.
The op shot lands. Chichu's 10 HP are the only things standing between PRX and another round. Perfect.
Man, even just walling off the site there. All something has to do after he gets res is just focus on the flank. The other 2 players grouped up with the rifles. And yeah, Chichu took the head off of one of the players, but the trade was just there instantly. That's that entry from something. the second follow-up. It got scrappy, though. Maybe a little over-eager for PRX. EDG could have converted this if this timing didn't happen. Smoggy, if he's a second sooner to looking at that angle, maybe he gets an insta headshot onto Devi.
Yeah, maybe a little overeager, but they live and die by this sword, man. And so when it works great, and it's worked great up against EDG up until this point. Yeah, the first map was close, but
very aggressive. Change of pace on the defensive side. It was the AWP that got most of the entries this time around. Space gathered in mid and a delay to this B hit. Nobody outside of the smoke from EDG.
Meanwhile, everyone from PRX has already rotated back over. That delay is so good. Something's the only one who's not showing behind. He has an AWP holding the middle of the map. EDG wise to it, have to go through spawn.
The problem here, Doug, is that nobody stayed in B main to see that this Sage wall is up. That allows PRX to actually maybe get ahead of this fight and pick somebody off on their actual entry.
Second round of the Thrash will clear the way, elbow. Hong Kong using the last bit of mobility that he had to get aggressive ahead of it. Little green goo at his feet. Hong Kong will fall.
What a fault line.
Smoggy's in a really nice spot, though. Oh my goodness, what a shot. Forsaken takes his head clean off. Chichu and Haodong have to win this one on their own. Haodong was so weak, and now he's dead. PRX up big.
30 seconds
Not
left.
just in this round, but they're about to hit 7 on the map.
Forsaken might get another Breach ultimate after this kill. Or even if he falls. There it is.
Personal Viper. Just business.
Devi's Sage Wall being up at B main allows everybody to cheat over towards that A site and disrupt the actual take of EDG. The fast flood. That was a raise nade followed up, the stun.
Wow.
Even Smoggy there, he actually got hit by the stun before he took the TP, so he was irrelevant. He couldn't do anything. It's a beautiful play right now from PRX. Their play style is just so hard to play against. Such a weird composition, too.
Again, this aggression is Jing satchels forward, and this time there's everybody on the other side. EDG, we're all here.
No
And
way.
that level of aggression just sends a shudder down their spine. Even if Jing leaves, which he does, they've got to be afraid of what's afoot, what's at their doorstep. They've invested the Rolling Thunder as well. They're all trapped here. Can EDG stand strong? Forsaken again, patiently playing his time. He's gonna have to do it on his own, and he can't. In the face of that aggression, a thrifty round win for EDG.
It was an aggressive maneuver through the middle of the map from Jing, back-to-back rounds. This time, EDG punishes PRX for their over-aggression. And they needed to do that because, I mean, if they don't win these battles, these gunfights, they're just gonna get smothered once more. It's just run into the blender that is PRX. The thing is EDG are playing into PRX's hand from start of the round to the end of the round. The initial reactions of EDG off of that mid fight is to speed up A, but that's kind of what PRX wanted. They want to trap you. They want to enclose you. So yeah, they won that round, but I just feel like PRX is making them make these reactionary plays, and when you EDG play reactionary, it just doesn't bode well for them.
It's just such a difficult ask to try to set the pace against PRX, man. They force you on their back foot.
I mean, even here, though, with this top mid smoke, nobody walking out to actually clear mid.
Yeah, so something fills in behind it. The smoke is pointless.
They're just a layer behind right now.
No ults on the side of PRX.
I mean, again, they're smothered once more. But if EDG can get the bomb down, we've seen them thrive in these scenarios.
Wait, what's the cue? They're gonna get that dizzy up. Oh, he gets caught by the trip.
The satchels were missed.
That was such a cool idea, but now they understand where the pressure's coming from, and EDG have to turn eyes back. Every single flash used. Haodong only gets one. Smoggy on the swing. Can't stand up either. Nobody's out, not connecting. But that's okay.
They're walled off.
Devi's gonna get the defuse, at least to have to spam to break the panel.
They have to push.
They've got a body bag in front of them. They hold the defuse the whole way. Devi's wall closes out the half.
Switching sides.
That wall got so much value. And now PRX get to set their own tempo on the attacking side.
Hey, take a look at this one more time. I mean, if not for the trip, that round is probably not that close, but
Good attempt.
nicely handled by EDG to settle this last layer, though. This last part of the equation is what's just too far, too unconsidered by EDG. And so they're glad to sit behind their wall. They're glad to get to 8 rounds. Everything has gone their way. We've got an Omen player to get them back into the series. They did their damnedest yesterday, and EDG looked a little flat, but this EDG looks way more formidable, Dre.
And they need to start off strong once more. They have to win this pistol if they want to have any comeback into this map.
That nade is really nice, but the fault line and the swing from PRX will leave Kong worse for wear.
Survives with his life.
Just barely, though.
Full rotation from EDG, all 5 members.
I mean, surely they know that everyone's here. The paranoia is out. The dizzy over the top is really nice, and then the swing. But the slow, nobody can't get out. He's forced to fight. And PRX mow him over.
The counter utility from PRX, it was too clean, but they're still running into the mass amounts of EDG players. Howdong is stuck here.
Again, another slow orb with nowhere to go. Maybe Chichu can catch a little something along the way. I don't know if the comms didn't come through there, understanding that's where the bullets were coming from, but they're trying to find safety. And they're gonna try to swing all the way into PRX. 2 of them fall.
2 is criminal there for Mind Freak.
Kong has taken stages by storm throughout his entire career. A desperate need to strike once more. Can Kong deliver? In front of a home crowd. It's just the pistol, but he's got to hit these shots.
He saw Divide.
He's got to convert here. Finds one, but something just comes soaring around the corners. PRX get to 9.
PRX, they went util for util there and came out on top. That Omen flash from Mind Freak, it was everything. It made it so nobody couldn't see a single thing when he peeked. The initial fight for EDG was so good, but the counter utility was just too strong for PRX.
And I mentioned it throughout that round, but both of the opening kills there on Nobody and Howdong, they had nowhere to go. As soon as they were spotted, a slow orb at their feet, they were stuck.
And Howdong did a great job actually getting one, even being stuck in that position. But this death ball from PRX, I just feel like it's going to be too much to handle for Kong. That was a molly miss, though. So maybe PRX overlook that positioning. Oh, he's going to run into a blender of just guns and utility. And that Sage wall makes it just impossible to retake from A lane. Funnels everybody CT or flank.
See that wall go up, something
Hold
gets dropped.
Yeah, hold on a second.
Sheriff's finding some damage.
Okay.
They've gotten it down to another one. Smoggy's 22 HP. Takes a step back with the fault line in his face. And now Forsaken and Devi, I mean, really just have to stare at this angle right here. Nicely handled by Smoggy to ISO that first side, but it's just too much. PRX will get to 10. Now striking distance away from a series win.
And honestly, just wanting to get revenge for Monier, who EDG beat the last time around in Madrid. These were some really nice shots from EDG. It's not even like EDG are folding under, you know, the pressure that they had yesterday. They're actually online. People are hitting shots from everybody. They've had good team play in general, but PRX, they just look so prepared. And this is their map pick. They're going to be confident on it. This time a more spread approach on the attacking side is PRX. They farm the orb onto Jing. That's now Jing and Forsaken and something coming up on those ultimates. By the end of this round, they might be able to put something together. The IGL, Howdong, sitting Jing down. That could be the spark for EDG. Well, look at the opposite side of the map. This is a free A site.
But they don't have mid. And that's where EDG are filling.
And PRX don't have bomb either.
They've put the wall up. I guess they think they're safe across the middle of the map. Devi has to be careful here. Oh, as he's gonna try to cross. Kong has gotten ahead of it. He's gonna get the kill, and that's a spike.
Spike down B.
But they don't know. They don't know that all the players were towards the A side of the map, so he kind of has to give bomb here.
Right there.
Howdong does aggress B main. That will give EDG the info that everybody was towards that A side of the map.
He's got the line. They're gonna have to swing into it. That
30
fault line is
seconds
just
left.
so good, but something will fall. Howdong now forced to swing back into the fight
Remaining.
as the spike hits the
down,
ground
B.
once more.
My camera is destroyed.
Mind Freak left in a 1v4. EDG played this so well. Proactively taking space everywhere across the map. Nicely done as EDG gets a 5.
Great job from EDG. That opener from Howdong, the re-aggression into B main after the bomb is dropped. Really good stuff. But a bit of fortune that the bomb was not towards the A players. Had the bomb been towards the A site in the big pack of players, that's a bomb down for certain.
爆能器落在 B 区。
A good answer back from EDG as we head into the 16th round.
Bomb buddy out.
A bit of a scrappy buy for PRX. But they thrive in moments like this, and if they explode onto this B site, there's no trips here yet.
Cage 3.
And in the face of a full buy from EDG, this close to closing it out,
Showstopper.
this could be a mess.
Spike drop.
What EDG desperately need to avoid is now knocking on their doorstep. They still have guns though, and they're healthy. But the Thrash invested. You imagine Jing will follow. Rocket online, no satchels to get any sort of space.
And no kill either.
Meanwhile, Kong on the swing. He's now 1 point away from having his ult online. Jing up close with the stinger, avoiding the utility. Still getting a shot under nobody. He connects onto the second. Kong again. Left to deliver for EDG. And with targets on either side, that very well may be the dagger.
The thrifty from PRX. It was a scrappy buy, but like I said, they thrive in moments like this. This entry from Jing, that Omen flash, even the Breach C to follow up, and this little intuition peek from Jing.
Enemy remaining.
That was so cold, Doug. He was tucked there the entire time, but he knew the window of opportunity that he could have had, and he took full advantage of it. Kong. He's sitting at a shorty and a raise rocket. I think he might use it off the rip here.
No reason to leave any stone unturned, but the paranoia hits him.
He got hit by his teammate's Omen flash. I think Mind Freak also blew his as well. Maybe it was Mind Freak's.
But he's gotten so far up already, Mind Freak has. Making sure there's no flank coming around. You see the slow orbs coming through. The wall will go up. A little bit of cheeky gap here on the other side. Understanding that's where the pressure could be coming from. Howdong has fallen. The spike is down. Well, how can EDG try to take this thing back? They've got a rifle in the hands of Smoggy and in nobody.
It's a good start.
He strikes first.
Right there.
The wall's still in play. Now they can sit back with Forsaken's ult. If they really want to get messy with it, Mind Freak can flip it. TP deep behind enemy lines. Instill chaos into the round. Or they just close it out with the fault line. A really nice shot out from Smoggy. It's getting messier than it should have been. Again, Kong left alone. Can he deliver this time? No. 0 for 3 as PRX get to series point.
That was the closest chance he's had in the 1v2s. Every other time, it was just PRX playing with their food, peeking in and out. The shots couldn't quite hit the mark for Kong in that last shot. That last opportunity in the 1v2.
Last player standing.
And this Sage wall from PRX, it makes it so you just have to spam the default box as that Gecko is planting the bomb. If anybody wants to push up, I mean, it's only one lane they have to worry about, really. A very aggressive approach to this round. Cypher trip not broken, though. So EDG, they shouldn't have to over-rotate towards this B site. And that's why you see Kankan getting a little aggressive on this A line. If PRX decide to walk back in, he might be able to get one and get out with his life. I'm curious to see if PRX invest any utility here. They won't.
Nightmare's over.
What a flick.
He pays for it with his life. And finally, a numbers advantage for EDG.
With bombs so far away as well. Fault line will inevitably have Kong have to back up, but he's re-aggressing.
Of course he is.
You will not kill my
Now
ally.
taking a step back, the rest to bring Mind Freak into the fold once more. Now the Rolling Thunder.
Connected as well. He's not going to be able to disrupt anything here.
Shoving him away. But take a look at Nobody. He's gotten really far up. Do they clear him? Do they know he's there? The crossfire's so nice! Forsaken falls, Nobody on the swing, connects!
Flash is ready.
3 left on the side of PRX, make that 2. EDG seem to be holding the line here, and they're throwing everything into this. With 13 seconds left, PRX have nowhere to go.
It's just a save.
10 seconds left.
Well played around from EDG. All off the back of Kong. And Howdong's Cypher utility, it stayed alive at B for so long that they were able to get ahead of that. Getting really aggressive, taking the smokes out early. This was that flick. So precise. The res did come through, but again, when you have an operator player like this who's so confident, and he's honestly one of the most skilled operators in this game, without a doubt. If he hits the shot on you, if you don't insta-headshot him, you're going down.
Yeah, you're losing that fight.
So that's why he's so confident going for these re-aggro fights consistently. He knows he's going to kill you if you whiff.
EDG still with a long way to go. So much ground to make up. They have a couple of tools here. Kong still has the op. Meanwhile, it's a weird buy for PRX. Forsaken couldn't even really purchase much into this. He's got utility, sure, but no gun.
And I wonder if this time around they're leaving the trip here on purpose to set up Jing for alert kill after they aggress in mid or retake the A line.
Yeah, late split or something like that.
Yeah, that's so impressive. I'm pretty sure they were aware that they didn't break it the last round, and now they're reading into it.
Right there.
That smoke suggests that they're going to try to get through the middle of the map and try to split B through spawn, but he's ahead of it.
Look at this. This is all prep. They know that Smoggy likes to play on top of here. Whoa, he almost got caught out being in his smoke form.
Pushed off the wall, and now they decide to go. The wingman first, the wall up, Jing playing on the other side. Howdong falls, so does Smoggy. 3 left to try to stay up, to try to keep tournament hopes alive. And that's another that will fall, another that will crumble. Nobody was nowhere to go. PRX seemed to have done it. In the face of 5, Nobody will fall. Grand finals in LA, lower finals in Madrid, in front of